Heather.
Yeah?
I know we got some tech talent out there listening to the podcast, and I bet they're tired of sending endless resumes and ready for companies to apply to you.
You okay, man?
I'm excited.
Okay. Well, on Indeed Prime, one free application gets you in front of thousands of companies like WP Engine and PayPal.
See, you're feeling it. And everyone gets one-on-one access to career coaches to help seal the deal.
Whether you're hiring or looking, meet your match on Indeed Prime.
Join now at IndeedPrime.com/play.
That's Indeed, PRIME.com/played.
I shit myself.
Hey, Nick, you like birds, right?
Yeah.
You ever want to fuck one?
Yeah.
Bird dating simulator Hatoful Boyfriend this week on How Did This Get Played?
Welcome to How Did This Get Played, the show where we discuss the worst and weirdest video games of all time. I'm Nick Wiger alongside Heather Anne Campbell.
Hi, everybody. How you doing out there?
Boy, look at that enthusiasm.
Yeah, I feel pretty good this week.
It's like you're starting your first day at the Bird Academy.
Speaking of which, we played a game this week that takes place at a bird academy.
We sure did. With us, as always, producer Matt Apodaca. Hi, Matt.
Hi. Hello.
And as Heather mentioned, our game this week is a Japanese-developed visual novel first released in 2011 and available cross-platform. It's a dating sim where you're the one human teenage girl who attends a school for birds.
Human, yeah, she's a woman.
She's a woman.
And in a school for birds.
In a school for birds.
Conscious, thinking, dateable birds.
And also to help us discuss this game and break it down, our guests. They are actors and comedians. Their new podcast, We Love Trash, is now available on Patreon. Mano, Agapion, and Betsy Sodaro.
Wow!
Mano, Betsy, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Me and Betsy play a lot of video games together, so
Yes.
I mean, I'm charmed and thrilled to talk video games with two of my favorite comedians.
Oh, what a treat. So you guys because you guys live together and so you game together, as you were saying.
Yes.
Yeah, we play a lot
lot.
of fun games.
We
together.
had a Jason kick for a while.
Oh yeah, Friday the 13th.
Oh, fun.
The game.
Which is almost a game where I would argue, require a partner because it's so scary.
Oh, it is. It's scary.
It's not that fun to play alone. I don't think it's nice to be like, we
It's
always
fun
would trade.
to scream with someone,
Right.
and for me to give up because I'm getting too nervous and scared and give it to Mano.
Is that the
Be like,
scariest?
Can't fucking do it.
Is that the scariest game you guys have played?
No, Resident Evil. Is that
Resident
the one?
Evil's pretty terrifying.
That's pretty scary.
There was a really poorly made game we played called Emily Wants to Play.
Have you guys?
It's on PS4.
Do it on this.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Okay.
should.
It's weird.
It's bad. It harkens back to the Sega CD era
Oh,
a
boy.
little bit.
Yeah.
Except like you are a three-dimensional person walking through rooms, but
Right.
it's like it's stuff you would never know. But you're supposed to close the door
Yeah.
instead of open it. Kind
Right.
of like Dragon's Lair used to like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want
out.
to try to play I want to try to get into very scary games, but I don't know if I can handle it.
I
tough.
can't handle it. I feel like I get terrified by, like, I can handle any scary movie,
Yeah.
but once interactivity enters the picture, I feel like I am going to be killed. And I feel like
Yeah.
if I did a VR horror experience, my heart would stop. Like,
Nick,
I would-
Yeah.
Nick and I have talked about this
Yes.
off podcast, and I'm confused by his fear of a video game because I don't understand what the scary part is.
Right. Well, I mean,
Of which
Because
video
it's not. I mean, do you think that the thing is going to happen to you?
we are two people who don't process emotions as normal humans, but we don't process them in different ways.
Okay.
So it's like it's difficult. It's extra difficult for us to communicate what we're feeling.
So if like in Resident Evil, the
Yes.
classic like dog jumps through the window,
Right.
That's scary to you because
In that scenario, I would be scared that cute little doggy was coming to harm.
so.
But couldn't you
Wait,
argue, like,
what?
Heather, like, it starts to fry your, like, central nervous system.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Because you're so into it and you're
That's
so
what it is,
involved.
Right?
No, the Resident Evil thing, it's like, because that to me, I'm thinking of the original Resident Evil, which I didn't find scary because the tank controls and the graphics, the PS1 level graphics were not particularly. Yeah, it didn't quite hit me in the same way. But if I play like a modern game that's a little bit more approaching photorealism, it's got more of those lighting effects. To me, I feel actually threatened. I know that intellectually that no harm is going to come to me.
Yeah,
but it feels like I still gets the same sensation.
So if you had two pictures that were scary in front of you under blank pieces of paper,
Oh my god!
and you knew that they were scary pictures,
right?
And you had to interact with I'm wondering where the line is. Like, at what point is it?
So wait, you've
interactive?
never watched scary fiction and been scared?
Oh no! I mean, I'm scared, but like video games to me are less scary because they are less real.
Right.
Well, did you ever play that GameCube one? What was
Eternal
it?
Eternal Darkness?
Yes.
Eternal Dunkness.
That game sounds awesome.
I can't get sober. No, but like you've never been so involved in a video game that you've actually been scared?
No, I feel like games are less like Silent Hill 2 had a scary world, but and it was only like the implications of that dimension that were scary, but the game itself isn't scary. They look fake.
I found Pyramid Head pretty scary.
Pyramid Head is disgusting.
Yeah,
he's nasty.
Horrifying. I used to get
Pyramid Head's a freak.
horrified during the jungle level of 007. GoldenEye. Like, I was scared shitless. Because you would hear bullets coming from somewhere, but you didn't know where. And the music.
Yeah.
Oof, I get very involved, though.
I agree. I can get really deep in the world.
Like, you've seen me get
yes.
pretty upset.
Very upset. I've seen Betsy get the most mad at a video game. More mad at a video game than someone who would, like, I don't know, potentially assault her family member. Like, I've seen you get so, rightfully so, and it's been at cute games, like Overcooked.
We've talked about it.
We get really
Overcooked
heated up.
Can get me fired up.
So tell us about Overcooked. This is a game you guys play co-op, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
And what provoked such a visceral reaction from you?
Oh, just getting so close to getting all the orders in on time.
Getting 3 stars.
And just that thing of us, like, we gotta, like, making a plan before the level starts, but then just immediately ditching the plan and you can't help it sometimes.
You sometimes
But-
fuck up. It's the closest I felt to being a sports boy on a football team because, like,
Classic football team sports boy.
A little baby sports boy.
I felt that way. Like, I felt that allegiance to Betsy when
Sure.
I'm, like, in this Overcooked world, and I felt that, like, feeling of, like, if the goal is get to 620 points, you get 619, and you're like, God damn it. Like,
Yeah.
that feeling of losing the game at the last second,
Yeah.
and that feeling of, like, when you fuck up and you let everybody down.
I failed on Guitar Hero. I failed Bark at the Moon, which is one of the harder songs in the original, and I on hard mode at 99%. Like, it was it got to the finish, it was like 99% complete. I fucked up like the very last riff. I was so fucking mad.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You hung on to that, man.
Yeah, that's
Talked about that for a while.
probably the most traumatic memory. I've lived a
me.
charmed life.
Was it the tension that got you?
Yeah, I'm usually tension, that sort of thing focuses me, but this was a situation where just kind of like my
I'm doing it.
yeah,
I'm doing it.
exactly. Like I felt victory in sight, and I just sort of like lost it.
Oh God.
It's a
Yeah.
A lot of, like, runners experience that phenomenon. Like runners where they're like, when they're practicing, they're like, I ran the 10K way under my goal, but then when I knew it was the day of the test, they perform tremendously worse.
My favorite thing to watch runners do is collapse right before the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
I-
Their
that?
legs get all wobbly.
and they
Jello.
they don't get
It's
across.
terrifying.
It's hilarious.
What other scary
bodies are
stuff
just
do we?
shutting down.
Dunkiness. What else? We played Resident Evil. We played Emily Wants to Play. Luigi's Mansion isn't scary, but it's
Oh,
fantastic.
it's the best.
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion, where one of you's the ghost.
Oh yeah, Luigi's Mansion's a blast.
It's
Yeah.
a perfect game.
And there was a cooperative mode on Nintendo Land that was on the Wii U.
Oh yes, right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Greg,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that one was really good, and I think they're gonna add some sort of fun. What I hear, because there's gonna be a new Luigi Mansion on the Switch, and this one's gonna have like an expanded multiplayer
Ooh, I can't
element.
wait.
The thing I love about Luigi's Mansion, the design choice, is that you have a button that just calls out for Mario. Like you just hit it anytime, Mario. Like like
so
super
cute.
scared. It says like, "Oh, this is so great. This adds so much
so
color to this game.
cute.
It's adorable."
I
He's
love that
fucking
little
pathetic.
weird old man too. That little weird man that goes zabu zabu yabo
Oh yeah,
yabo.
that weird baby old man, that
yeah.
fucking Benjamin Button freak.
Guys, I play a lot of video
Nasty.
games. I never picked up Luigi's Mansion.
It's
Oh, boy.
It's
fantastic.
real.
Because I
fun.
fucking hate Luigi. I hate him.
Talk to me. Tell me why.
Because
Because of
he's
Super
awful.
Mario 2?
Because of Super what?
Super Mario 2, he's awful and he's hard to play.
Oh, his weird little.
He's an afterthought. Like he's not a real character.
I would
boy.
actually disagree.
Wario is more of a character than Luigi.
You know, I think Luigi has more dimension than Mario, and here's why. Here's why. Because I've said this for a while.
Yes.
I tried to write a very. I tried to write a spank about Mario that was like Mario sketches, and one stupid one I wrote was like about how like Luigi confronts Mario being like, do you know that I go with you on these death-defying quests and I get nothing out of it? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Do you know that I go with you to save the love of your life and what I get a handshake at the
Yep.
end? You know what I mean? So that's why I
Intense.
think he has some dimension.
There's a Mario's kind of vanilla. Luigi is
He's the true hero.
He is up there with Milhouse Van Houten's dad in terms of like the Mount Rushmore of beta males. He's just like a representative of just like this defeated man.
And I'm ready to be wrong, so I do want you to tell me what's wrong with him.
Well, you're wrong because you're all fucking crazy.
It is.
honestly, touche.
Do you guys? So it sounds like you guys play a lot of co-op. Do you ever get competitive with each other? Do you ever play against each other?
Not really. Do we? We're not that kid. We're both youngest siblings.
We'll do
Got it.
Tetris every once in a while
Oh, sure.
against each other.
What else do we
But-
play competitively? I'm trying to think what we have. Because listen, we played Wii U. We played PS4. We played Wii. We played Wii a lot. Oh, Just
Yeah.
Dance. Maybe we played some Just Dance.
Oh, did we do that competitively?
I doubt it.
What are the systems that are currently hooked up to your TV right now?
systems?
A Switch and a PlayStation 4.
That's
All
right.
That's really healthy. That's
Yeah.
There
good.
you go.
We let go of the Xbox 360 a couple years ago.
yeah.
But we loved it because it had the Kinect you could yell at.
Yeah, where it's just like next, like because we had like Netflix on it and everything, and we're like new releases. We love having stuff we can yell at, especially when it doesn't work. Then we
Yell-
yell at it harder.
Yelling at like robot assistants is a treasured tradition in our household.
Yeah, we will spend hours screaming at Siri.
Siri and Alexa, which we unplugged.
Alexa, which we unplugged because it hears everything.
I had a early Samsung television that had the voice activation
Yes.
built in, and it memorizes your voice. And when I was setting it up, it would not recognize my voice, so I got angrier and angrier at it. I was like, change the channel, and that's how it learned my voice. So if I wanted to change the channel, I would have to emulate anger at the television. I'd have to be like, oh yeah, I don't want to watch this. Change the channel.
We would get so many like, you fucking loser. You
Stupid idiot.
Xbox. You listen to me, I rule you.
Yeah, we are your masters, you fucking robot.
These all sound
love
like lessons my dad learned in child rearing. So I do want to talk about our game. There's much to discuss.
Oh
but
my
before we get
God.
into it, what is excluding today's game, whatever you feel about it, what would you say is maybe the shittiest, the most disappointing game you've played in your past?
I think I might be saying, I don't know.
I'm going old school. So
Home
I bet
Alone 2 Lost in New York on Nintendo.
Wow.
because me and Betsy have a Retron. Oh, we have
We
a
have
Retron.
a Retron too. Oh
One of-
yeah, we
one
have
of those.
that.
We have that Retron 5. Maybe you're familiar with this. It's just one of those little aftermarket things. Where
Okay.
they have a bunch of slots.
Right.
They have a Nintendo slot, a Super Nintendo, Sega,
Yeah.
even a
And
Game
then-
Boy Advance.
Take something
Hey, that's
like
pretty
that.
cool.
It's pretty neat.
You play Game Boy Advance on the big screen?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's
right?
really neato.
But yeah, Lost in New. We were so excited that when we found it, but it is the shittiest game.
That's even the Super Nintendo version.
Oh, okay.
That's way
The
too
Nintendo
nice.
one looks way worse.
Oh, you played the NES SKU.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
And it's a goddamn disaster.
Is Trump in Home Alone 2 the game?
No, he can't be. But what I will say is
Oh
there's
my God.
Well, that's a Game Boy Color version that we're looking at. We're looking at these screens right now. It does look
it's
like
fucking
shit.
It's shit. It's nasty.
And you we've played it a bunch, and you cannot get out of the Plaza Hotel.
We even had like the Game Genie cheats. That's a cool thing about Retron too.
Yeah, you
just,
can get the Game Genie cheats. What
and
about your?
one other thing I need to say about this game is that like it starts with also like a little shitty cinematic moment that
Right.
like that completely rewrites the story of the movie where it's Tim Curry's character talking to the Sticky Bandits, and it's like, hey, Sticky Bandits, we need you to fill the hotel with all kinds of goons, and they're like, you got it, because the game is just
Right.
one of those like sloppy mess games where
Yeah.
they're just goons coming for you all the time.
Yeah, we need you to
Yeah.
justify goons.
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, and like for some reason in
And
this
like
game, like
vacuums can kill you.
yeah, like the
Right.
maids are mad at you.
Yeah, the maids are all mad at you. You do eat little slices of pizza that fall down.
yeah,
That's pretty sweet.
but it's a disaster.
It was
there.
like-
It is.
It was a time in it
Yes.
seemed like in game design where like all anyone could think to do was to make some version of a platformer or beat 'em up, and so they just threw those elements into every licensed game.
Totally.
Yes. Yeah.
Mano, do you have a different answer?
I do have a different answer. Man, this game was one of those bummers that I think that slightly scarred me and my brother's incredibly privileged childhood. Where me and my brother bought this game on Nintendo called Low G Man.
Oh yeah,
Have you
Heather's
played
just
this?
mentioned Low G Man in our previous episode.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
It's a disaster.
It's the worst.
yeah. Whoa.
I've never heard, like,
You've
I
never
felt
heard-
like I was having a stroke when you said that.
I've never talked to anyone who knows what I'm talking about either.
It's
ever.
It's unbearable.
It's awful. It's just about a man who has poor gravity.
Right.
Oh no.
So he just jumps and walks really slowly, and like the second board is like 1,000 bees that attack you, and you can't get. I've never gotten past the second board.
I can't believe I've met a human who's played Low G Man.
yeah.
Wow.
I can't
So
believe
wait,
it.
you had a personal experience with it too, like as a kid?
Yeah, my parents bought it from like the clearance box.
Right.
That's
Of
where
course.
my parents got all of the video games, like knockoff. If
Yeah.
I was like, I want NBA Jam, then they would get like a weird knockoff.
Right.
Jam and
NBA
ball.
Jam ball. Yeah.
Here's eternal dunkness. Enjoy.
I even bet that's what happened because I remember the rush of going to Toys R Us and like or at least my Toys R Us had like the video game paper
Yes.
slips, and you get to look at the prices right there, and you're like, we could get Super Mario World for $59.99,
Yeah.
or we could get Low G Man and columns for a collective price of
I actually
$35.
kind of enjoyed columns.
Columns ain't
Columns
bad.
ain't bad.
Kind of like
Columns
Tetris,
is not
right?
terrible. That was the quickest one I could think of that sucks ass. Or it's like it's not like a quality.
Right.
You're like, oh yeah, it's a
No.
puzzle game.
Yeah, the Low G Man. God, I can't believe this has been such a part of our world.
It was
so
awful.
far.
Yeah, that was like being hit by lightning when you said that just then. We got to bring Low G Man onto the cast.
We got to cover
We
Low
do.
G
We
Man.
got to cover it.
Also, I'm working on my own autobiographical sequel, Low T Man. But let's talk about Hatoful Boyfriend.
God.
So this was a Japanese-developed game. Full title is Hatoful Boyfriend: A School of Hope and White Wings. About the title, Hatoful, a pun on Hato, which means pigeon, and Hatofuru, which apparently means heartful. So kind of a heartful pigeon sort of thing.
So it's a punny thing.
It's a punny thing. It's
in
very punny.
Japanese.
The genre otome, I think, is a maiden game, is what I read. So meaning that this game was, or at least this genre is typically targeted towards women gamers. The gameplay is, for people who haven't played it, it's largely text-based, involves choosing options from dialogue trees, so it's not super interactive, a lot of
Yeah,
reading.
it's fucking boring. It sucks.
I thought it fucking sucked.
It made me so mad
Wow.
You guys are
immediately.
coming in hot.
Wow.
It made
I hated
me
it.
so goddamn mad.
Yeah.
It's not a game.
It's not a game.
It's not a game.
It's a novel at best.
Right, you have to...
It's a visual novel.
you have
That's
to
what the
accept
genre is
the
called.
visual
Right.
novel type
Yeah.
of game, yeah, which is so it is not as interactive as some of the games you guys were citing. The art is just visually, it's like a mixture of simple 2D anime style drawings, and it also uses stock photos for the birds. And there are a lot of birds.
Very low resolution.
Low resolution. These are just like blown. These are like 640 by 480 JPEGs
And
blown
they're
up to
using
HD.
the nastiest birds.
Some of these birds are
Like,
freaks.
use fucking pretty bird.
Yeah, I know.
The teacher bird really bothered me.
Teacher bird is
He-
disgusting.
He
and-
assaulted
up.
us.
And we accidentally kept picking him.
We accidentally asked him out to the dance.
I asked him out once, and then I threw it to Mano because I was like, I can't fucking do this anymore. And then Mano, I was like, oh no, the bottom, like the curl, whatever, is our
Yeah.
teacher. Don't pick him. And Mano clicked, and I was like, but then we asked him out.
Okay, well, we found he had we found a photo of his that had like a scratched out lover on it.
Oh yeah, and we thought he like maybe
Yes.
murdered.
Right.
And he was very much like, give that to me. And then we moved on. And then we had a moment later on towards the end of this journey.
Where our lady, who's a bird, no,
No,
our
she's
lady,
not a bird.
Our lady was like, I really like you. And he's like, oh, you can't. And then tells us all about his scratched out lover.
But he
then
says
at
he
the
wants
end-
to. He's like,
Yeah.
I wish I could. I want to.
But then, and even at the end, he's like, hey, actually, like in a few years, though,
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
if you're still looking.
Not sure about that message.
I feel like we should, for
yeah.
people who've never, ever
Yes,
played a
Yes,
dating
please.
sim, like break it down a little bit.
Yes.
The goal of these games generally is that there are like 5 or 6 suitors in the game, and you kind of choose which one you want to romance. And you adapt your personality in a sort of like anti-feminist way.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
To appeal to
Yes.
the guy that you want to land. Except this is a parody game, so instead of human beings, they're birds.
Right.
And you're trying to romance one of the 5 birds. And I
Yes.
believe the archetypes in this game were there was like a gallant, like chauvinist.
Yes.
Bird. There was a teacher who coughed a lot
And fell asleep.
and fell asleep a lot. Bird. There was a overweight doctor bird.
Yeah,
He
I don't
was
know.
one of the romantic. Oh yeah,
that
okay.
you can romance
You
the,
can
the
fuck the
doctor.
doctor.
The big
you can
fat
absolutely
doctor
fuck the
bird.
doctor.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that. This is the thing of like the birds that they picked. I don't know much of that is just the fact that he is a partridge, and how much of that is like, is he a fat partridge or is that like a normal partridge proportions? Because his human version, this is Shu Iwamine.
Oh wait, you guys turned
Shu.
on. You cheated. You turned on the thing that would make him more attractive.
I turned on the
Oh,
visualization.
Oh no.
She was fucking hot,
Yeah, she was a
man.
fucking hunk.
Played without any of the human.
Oh yeah, without
portraits.
humans.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I turned them all on.
100%
I
bird.
didn't know what any of that meant. So I was like, birds? What?
I was pretty upset by the game. Like, okay, it's
It
because
made me so goddamn mad.
yeah, it made me mad.
Well,
'cause
it sent you down a path where you were romancing your math teacher as an underage girl. So
it's interesting
that's
that there aren't the
frustrating.
same like cultural mores where it's like,
Right.
oh, we're not even talking about how this teacher and then student should not be interacting in that way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of problems with it.
But it's a bird. It's okay. It's a bird.
but
It's a bird.
is it?
She's a human. It's a bird.
So then
what
that's
if this
totally
endangers?
fine.
What if it endangers birds' lives? Because I found there was a hashtag I unfortunately discovered where there's cosplay parties of Hatoful Boyfriend in Japan.
Oh my god, I love it.
And I had one storyline I had to play again because Gilly and
I
Drew.
bailed.
Right, but I had to play again because I had to know. I was explaining it to Gilly, and she was like, "I don't believe you." And so we played another round, and I tried to make some different. I tried to make some different decisions, and it led me down a path where they told me they were like, "This is a bird cafe in Tokyo.
oh yeah.
Come to the bird cafe in Tokyo. You're safe here." Like it said something really creepy like that. Like this is where you can talk about like these relationships, and that scared the fuck out of me.
It does feel a little like AR, like alternate reality.
Sure.
Like it feels like there's an additional because there's a blog mentioned in the game.
Yes.
That's written
Yeah.
by one of the birds.
Right.
And that blog predates the existence of the game.
Right.
So there's like a spookiness.
Yeah, there's some
I
weird layers to
hate
this.
it. Birds are getting assaulted.
Well, we should mention to Heather's point, because you cited it as a parody game, yet it is like self-aware. Like the creator knew what they were making something weird and funny. So like they had there is it's they knew it was weird. However, it is still weird. Like the fact that it's self-aware does not make it not weird. It is still a very strange game to approach, and especially to play without knowing any context. So the player character you can rename by default. It's Hiyoko Tosaka, I believe is the name, and you learn as you start to play. So you're at St. Pigeon Nations Institute. That's the name of the school, I believe.
Yes.
And which is called the world's greatest gathering place for gifted birds. It's not quite a boarding school, but it's like a private school. And it as the game progresses, it seems like we're in some sort of vaguely post-apocalyptic future.
Oh, for sure. There's a moment where you, as the character, I don't know if this is every branch, but on my branch, you go on a run.
Yeah,
right?
Experiences a couple of times.
Oh, you do like track.
Yeah, you go on a run through the city. And
Well, there's the track, and there's also one where you actually run through the city and you see different landmarks.
Oh, yeah, and it just slowly flashes.
Yes.
And one of those landmarks is that all the skyscrapers are destroyed.
Yeah.
And you're
Really?
like, I was like, wait, what? Whoa. And also, everybody refers to you as a hunter-gatherer, and then you live, your home
in a cave.
is a fucking cave.
That was really weird to me.
I kept thinking
The
we
cave
were a
was
bird
weird.
who lives in a cave.
No,
Oh,
you're
boy.
a human.
Yeah,
I'm a human.
Yeah,
That sucks.
You're an ostracized, semi-ostracized human, and so I don't even quite know what hunter-gatherer means in this context, because I can't quite tell how this human gets sustenance. At times you're sharing food with birds. At times you're eating like weird protein bars.
After I beat the game,
Yes.
I went on a deep dive on Wikipedia to find out, like, if I was like, does this take place in the post-apocalypse? It does. It takes place in the year 2120 something.
Why don't they say any of this?
Well, you have to get there. So after you play 4 different if you win with 4 different birds, then it unlocks another secret game, which is called Bad Boys Love.
Wait, is that, and that's where you see more of the
World.
the pigeons with glasses? But it's still the story driven stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, the first thing that happens apparently in that version of the game is that the main character, you, die. You're found chopped up.
I got killed in one of my storylines.
Yeah, I got killed. It's
So did-
pretty easy
so
to
did
kill.
Matt.
I got killed.
I didn't get killed.
Wow,
It sucked.
You're just very good at romancing these birds. You have a knack for it.
Yeah.
I aimed at the bird I wanted. I landed that bird. It was
Yeah.
really
that
nice,
bird.
but then I found out that bird killed itself.
Boy, I went through a similar experience. So you touched on some of them. We'll do a rundown of the bachelors real quick. So you got Ryuta, who is your
like friend.
he's a
right?
rock dove. He's your childhood friend, a kind of a typical nice guy, and you meet him first outside of the school. You meet these all in rapid succession on basically your first day of
Yeah.
class.
Yeah.
There's Sakuya, who's a fantail pigeon.
Sakuya.
I'm sorry. Yes, please feel free to correct my pronunciation.
Yep.
A snobby transfer student. You meet him in class. There's Nanaki, who's the math teacher, who you guys fell in
My
love with,
man.
and he does
My
have
nasty man.
he's a nasty math
ugly.
teacher.
He's so disgusting.
That
Yeah.
bird looks diseased.
Bird looks fucked up.
He is so diseased.
He's ugly, and he looks too similar to the other ones. Like, just for the sake of character
Right.
interest, why not get a cardinal, a blue jay, a peacock?
Anything besides a goddamn nasty pigeon.
That's one of those pigeons you see like at the park, and like parents are like trying to keep their kids away
Yes.
from it because it's like been like
Yes.
It's got like 1 foot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That's
one
just
like
like-
rump foot.
Constantly losing feathers.
There's Nageki, who is the guy that we romanced separately. He's a mourning dove. He's quiet. He likes to read. He's
Wait a
inside the
minute.
library.
Wait a minute. Did we?
I think we did. We both went after Nageki.
Nick,
the quiet
oh, he's
library
like-
That
boy.
says
Emo?
something about us, Nick.
Yeah,
Wow, he was sad.
He was sad.
yeah.
Did you get him?
I did, but I mean, you didn't get him.
Do you
No, you
enjoy
don't get him.
fucking
Yeah,
sad
do you ever
birds?
I
get
was
to
eager-
fucking?
I was hoping to deflower this freshman bird.
He's also the prettiest bird.
He is very pretty.
He's like he's got a
I
cool
guess.
green eye, and he's a pretty bird.
His human visualization is very like delicate and
It's sad.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess in a room full of twos.
He's a 2.5.
Shu is the doctor we talked about, the big, fat partridge.
shoe.
By the way, one thing about Shu, they introduce him. The music that plays, Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy.
Yeah.
Wait, Yeah.
Later in the game,
there's
a
another
Christmas
one which,
song.
The little town of Bethlehem
Right.
is playing like in a cafe or something.
There's some very odd, like, just stock music choices
Yeah.
that seem to come up and are just like kind of jarring, especially from our perspective of Christmas. And San is a pure white fantail pigeon who's hyperactive. This is the guy who you find dancing on a pudding on the racetrack.
I will also point
On
out
a pudding,
there
yeah.
was another bird who was. Oh wait, is that San Okasan?
That's San, yeah.
He's a bird. He
He is just a bird. His visualization is a bird.
Look he's a bird. So all the other ones are like conscious thinking people birds.
So they all got
and then
turned into birds.
Okosan.
Wait, no, I think they
just
are birds.
He's a bird.
He's just a bird. There's no his human realization is also a bird, which just like I thought my game was broken when I saw that. I was so confused.
Now I'm confused. So all of these people are the counterparts of what the bird is?
Yeah.
It's like
I hate that. That to me just adds more confusion to this.
It's if you could see
Why not?
what kind of a person they would be.
Yes.
This is the kind of person they would be.
that's their essence. That's the opposite of a fursona, I guess.
Yeah.
The human version of that.
Why even make this game that like?
Yeah, then why not make it people?
because it takes place in the post-apocalypse after all the birds have become intelligent.
Well, then I wish there
Then
was almost
say
a
you're
connection
not
of
allowed
like.
to. You can only see them as birds.
I do kind of wish then they would just be like, oh, this is the world where you can have your human form or your bird form. I don't know, like just.
I gotta be honest. We played that one chunk, and then I went and slept for 45 hours.
Oh, Betsy said something very funny where she was like, I feel like I'm in the last 10 minutes of my life.
As soon as it starts, like that's it. This
Where
is
your
me
brain just
dying.
disconnects from reality.
Yeah,
and
you
it's
see
just birds
stupid
and
bullshit
music.
clip art, and you're just like, well, it is. And yeah, these stock fucking songs that you
Right.
grew up with.
Because I do think if you are not playing this game and you just see birds and music, you're in the last 10 minutes of your life.
That's it. That's what we're all gonna see.
One more bow I forgot to mention. Yuya, fantail pigeon and the brother of Sakuya. He's popular and horny.
Yeah, he's horny.
This is the stud. This is the dude who's a stud. So as you're playing, you're kind of living out a school day. And one of the club activities, one of the things you do is you choose your club activity. You can go student council, track team, library staff, or on subsequent playthroughs, you can do infirmary staff. What choice did you guys go with?
Track team?
I think we started with track team.
Yeah.
Because we were like, maybe something will happen. Maybe we get to track
Maybe
team.
we got to like run.
We were hoping for some sort of like rock band or DDR style game where you get to
Yeah.
tap a little
no.
bit.
Even if it's
No.
just tap circle.
Yeah, that would have been
Anything.
engaging at that
yeah.
point.
So your main complaint about the game is that you don't like the design of the entire genre?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
I've never played anything. I never have done. I'm not even saying play because it was not fun. I've never done anything like that.
Right, no,
and I
me
didn't
too.
know what it was, and so I kept thinking like, oh, we're gonna like get to go. Like I thought it was gonna be maybe like Oregon Trail, where it's like,
Right.
cool, we get to shoot something.
Yeah,
don't know.
I hate the genre. It reminded me of like all the worst parts of like a Zelda game where you're just like walking into people's houses hoping to accrue clues from like, well, the town isn't the same as it used to be, not before the happening. You know what I mean? Like where you're like, it's only that.
This is M. Night Shyamalan's Legend of Zelda.
A link to the happening.
Yeah.
No, but like that annoyed me because I was like, okay, sometimes with Zelda you put up with those things. And
Yes,
like, oh,
right.
those are like little Easter eggs in the bigger picture. This is just that.
I love that.
Yeah, I like the genre.
Really?
I honestly, this is
Wow.
a thing. I think we are going to have a different assessment of you because for me, I used to love the point and click adventure games, particularly the LucasArts ones, where it's a lot of dialogue trees. It's a lot of the gameplay, and there's some puzzle solving too, which this game does not have. There's nothing even approaching a puzzle. But I've played other visual novels and dating sims, and I've I enjoy the simplicity of it. I enjoy that it's just basically a choose your own adventure
Are there
book with no challenge.
any ones that get crazy like horny? Like
Oh, yeah,
where they
yeah,
get to
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
There's plenty of horny ones. There's full-on fucking ones.
You can play ones that end in just animation of fucking.
See, I would play
Mano, we
that.
gotta get that.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about what happens. So you get the club activities. I did student council one playthrough. I did library staff another playthrough where I went after that little that shy boy. The elective days you get, which repeat. You can choose math class, gym class, or music class, which all affect your stats: wisdom, vitality, and charisma. Your starting stats: wisdom is 1, so I guess you're a real dumb girl. Vitality is 800, I guess, because it's compared to Bird's vitality, and your charisma is 5, kind of right in the middle of that bell curve. And then, depending on, if you do math class, your wisdom goes up, vitality, it goes up with gym class, and charisma is increased by music class. We mentioned how you go home, you live in a cave. What did you guys, how did you guys find playing out these school days? Were you kind of just like picking one class and going for it? Did you just mess around a little bit? I did a lot of time on math class because I found it very gratifying to exponentially increase my intelligence. Like the fact that this is a very dumb lady. Like she's super stupid. Her wisdom is 1, and then it quickly goes up, and it goes up by 5 every time you go to math class until eventually you approach genius intelligence.
We kept failing our exam.
Yeah,
and we're like, maybe we should do math class.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
But we kept wanting something more exciting to happen, so we kept doing like track,
Right.
and like talking to cheerleaders because we were like maybe something more exciting will happen. To
I was
us.
so terrified that I would end up getting a bird that I didn't want. I was so focused on the library bird that I would just pick a different one each time because I was like, I don't want to keep running into the same fucking bird,
Right.
and have that
Okay.
bird think that I'm into them.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'll do math and gym, then whatever they were, just rotate,
Right.
randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some characters it seems like it's contingent on which classes you go to, and other ones you kind of have a little bit more flexibility. But yeah, the cave world. What do we think? Like, what do we think is going on there? It's just post-apocalyptic. You're exiled. You're not allowed to live where the birds live. There's just no infrastructure anymore for people.
Do you want to know?
Spoil it for me.
Okay,
Please
so
spoil it.
apparently, in an effort to combat the H5N1 flu virus,
Okay.
I'm not
What?
reading from notes. This is sunk into my brain. We human beings released a counter virus, and it had the side effect of making birds hyper intelligent. And then I
nasty.
think maybe there was a war or something, and
Okay.
like human beings were decimated, and the remaining humans are now just random hunter gatherers, and birds have continued on in society.
Wow, so the entire Rise of the Planet of the Apes trilogy just stole its story from a
Hatoful
Hatoful Boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
Like, you should be
Back
sued.
in the 60s.
Interesting.
I don't know if knowing this would have made me like it better, but I wish they said some. I don't know. I guess I wish I learned that at some
For
point.
me,
but
it
like I
wouldn't
said, I
have.
gave up pretty quick.
For me, it wouldn't have, and I think I'm even going to go on a limb and say this is not the game for me and Betsy.
I enjoyed it. I had
Why?
fun. I like dating the birds. Like I just wanted.
Sick fuck.
Look, hey man,
Yeah, you fucked up, dude.
can you blame me? I like dating the birds. I like wooing. I like the dating sim sort of mechanic of the structure of I pick someone I like and I just sort of fixate on them. I'm going to see what I can try to do to woo them. And yeah, outside of that story arc, which pays off, which is one of the ones I did. My other playthroughs, I went after Nageki, and then I also went after Ryota, who is
Your best friend,
Your
Bird?
best friend. Yeah, I went after my best
Oh,
friend.
that's
That's
cute.
fucked.
I took him out of the friend zone.
Do you understand why some people might be like, why is nothing happening in this game?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think that's just like a kind of a hallmark of the genres. To your guys' point, it's not hyper interactive. There's not a ton of gameplay. There's a lot of reading.
But it's a little bit like playing Tetris and being like, yeah, but when can I get these blocks out into the world so they can jump and shoot?
right.
Like
What's
it's-
going on with it? What's the backstory of these blocks?
Like it's just
How did they
it's,
get in
you know,
here?
It's a puzzle game. It's a dating sim game.
Sure.
It's a platform game. It's a
But
first person shooter.
arguably, Tetris is so much more interactive.
Well, Tetris is perfect. I'm
Right.
yeah, but yeah. Okay, fair point.
Tetris, well, I mean, I don't want to talk about Tetris, but Tetris does a weird
love
thing where
Tetris.
your brain takes over in a way where you're not even thinking anymore,
Yeah.
which I love.
I need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
called
sort of,
nice.
Flow state.
Flow state.
Yeah, that's a
really?
real thing. That's called flow state.
Ooh, I like that.
I love flow state.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like for me, it was challenging because I just couldn't buy into the world. I almost wonder if I was presented a world where I did feel maybe even a little more romantic or just not like a creep looking at birds.
Right.
Maybe I would have gone along for the ride.
Right.
Hearing you two talk about it, I didn't ever even think of like the fun of trying to get one bird.
Yeah.
That didn't even cross my mind. Because I will say, as soon as it started, I was like, this is awful.
I hate it.
I
hate
never
it.
even thought of that, of like, oh, what of these three options would
Right.
I have to do to then help my chances with this bird?
Right.
I don't know if I'll ever try it
We
again,
literally thought
but-
it was a prank. We
did, we're
were
like, are they
okay,
pranking
they're
us?
pranking us.
Gotcha.
We're getting-
Because
we're getting
Betsy's one of
punked.
Betsy's top 3 hates is birds.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
your top
also,
3 hates is bird? Explain.
I hate birds. They're disgusting.
Don't you think they're in the top 3?
They're nasty. Yeah.
What are your top 3?
Hates?
Yeah.
Hate? I hate water.
Water.
Like big
Water.
like bodies of water. I hate boats. I hate birds.
Water, boats, and birds. You're burying the lead here. I didn't realize there was the avian hatred that was driving
which
all
I
this.
think may have also really gotten me. When you pitched
Yes.
a dating pigeon game, I thought it was gonna be like cartoons.
Yeah.
And like you go through the city and you buy a nice bird outfit.
Right, or
I didn't
something
know what
like
to think.
Sims or Diner Dash or
You
just
didn't-
something more.
You
No.
didn't assume it would be a full screen photograph of an actual bird, like dead-eyed, just to click on.
I did not.
And then if you didn't capably woo your teacher, you'd be murdered in a cave.
Like, what would your friends do if you were like, "Hey guys, let's play a video game"? Like, what would your friends do if you popped this on?
They would support me because they're good people.
Okay.
They're really good people.
you would play this with a group of friends?
Yeah, I would play this with a
No,
group.
you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
Heather.
They're good people. I have good friends.
Heather, I don't believe you would
No,
ever
it's absolutely true. My friends are good people. They would not judge me.
I had this game I was playing on my PC in our home office, and my wife walked in, and her reaction was, "What the fuck are you playing?"
Totally.
With every right.
Yeah, and then when I explained, she was like, "So you're trying to fuck these birds?" I was like, "Yeah, that's what's going on
Yes,
here. Yes, you
yes,
got
I
me."
am. Yeah, like what if you were? I thought the whole time I was another bird. Why didn't they just do that?
Yeah, why not another bird?
I think it's meant to be so like super surreal and trippy. Like it's meant to be. I think
Yeah.
people like how fucking weird it is. The people who like it love that it's like it's kind of mysterious. It's kind of ambiguous. I don't know what the fuck is going on exactly.
And that is why I liked it. I
Yeah,
liked
right.
that every single choice surprised me. There was no point at which I was like, "Oh, I know where this is going." Like after I saw the apocalyptic buildings, I was like, I have no fucking idea what's going to happen. And I got on a motorcycle with a bird. I was like, I really thought I had like, "Oh, I'm going to go to school. I'm going to come home. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to come home. I'll woo a bird, and that will be the end of the game." And instead, it was like, there's like yeah, it's fucking crazy.
I hate
It's
it.
crazy.
I hate it. I'm sticking to my guns.
No.
What I do want to say is then, okay, so even if someone liked this game, what would you say to someone, okay, why is the layout and presentation so inelegant?
That's a good question. I mean, it was largely developed by one person, at least
Okay.
in its original form. So it is like a very, kind of very indie sort of game.
And it
at least in
started
its-
as an April Fool's joke that
Right.
people liked so much that then she was like, was it a woman? I think it was a woman developer. Maybe I'm
not
wrong. Then it was like, okay, well, let's make the entire game. And,
Right.
and that's kind of amazing.
Yeah,
So it started as a prank.
it is. Yeah, kind of got on a ride
Yeah.
that we've all now immersed ourselves in.
Because isn't
And-
her name like
Yeah, yeah.
Hato? I think her first name might be Hato or
yes.
something.
Yes, that's part of the
Hatoful
multi-layered
Boyfriend.
pun in the title.
Oh, that's a lot of layers.
There's a
Lot
lot
of
going on there.
layers.
A lot going on.
No,
Yeah.
frustrated me quite a bit. I thought it wasn't elegant. I hated the way the scenes and menus jumped back and forth.
So boring.
The hints of weirdness that are just like, I mean, it's already super weird, but there's this super dark things that happen. Like there's there's Tanabata, which is this Japanese holiday where you write wishes on paper and hang them from bamboo. So that happens, that you celebrate that in the game, and you have your options for what should I wish for. I wrote them down: conquer the world, rule from the shadows, or become a famous artist.
We got
was,
that.
Yeah, that was so strange.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. This frustrated me. My boyfriend's Japanese, and I was texting him as I was playing this. I'm very mad at your country. Because this is one phenomenon in Japanese culture, Heather, it sounds like you're probably more than familiar, is like hikikomori, who are like little basically men who have resigned themselves to being hermits.
Sure.
And who are just like, my calling in life is work, and that's why there's such a popularity of like maid cafes and stuff like that in Tokyo. Just and there's actually not, I don't know if I could say pride because I'm not Japanese myself, but there's it's not uncommon for someone to identify as a hikikomori.
Yeah, we have
I'm a hermit and I don't focus on romance.
We kind of have an equivalent in the States. It's called a Matt Apodaca.
Yeah, in your fucking face, dude.
But wait,
Fuck you.
Fuck Matt.
What? Very weird when a beta dunks on someone.
So is it safe to assume this game is made for people like that?
I'm not sure. I mean,
not.
Again, I think that it is, at least some of this genre has a largely female audience, and I don't know if this game was specifically directed towards it, but towards that demographic. But I think that is part of who they're trying to appeal to. One other thing I liked was there's Legumintines, a holiday where you give beans to a boy you like.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if we had that.
Let's start that up.
I feel like someone like fast forward.
Yeah, we forwarded through some stuff.
Oh yeah, you can skip through this. You can skip through stuff, especially on subsequent playthroughs. Legumintines, yeah.
Legumintines Day. Like I think in Japan there's like a holiday where you give chocolates or cookies to a guy that you like.
Oh really?
Right?
Fun.
And I think that, and then there's White Day, which is the opposite, where they give something to you. I could be wrong.
Huh.
And then this was like, if that was corrupted over a millennia.
Right.
And became Legumintines Day, because apparently there's a thing where you throw beans at birds now,
Right.
and then it evolves into being a thing where you give the beans to a bird.
Look, if I got a can of Navy beans on a holiday, I'd be in hog heaven. Like if someone was just handing me beans. I like beans. I'm into them. You wouldn't be down for just getting beans?
About?
Yeah.
If people were handing me
holiday.
beans, I'd like it. A holiday where people give me beans.
Beans are bad because, okay, here's my opinion on beans.
Yes.
They're only good when they're with other food.
A burrito.
Thank you.
That's fine.
I also don't believe you, Nick.
Someone give me some beans. Let's get to our final thought. I think we've made pretty clear our opinions here, but it's time for our review crew. So here's how this will work. We'll each go around. We'll say something positive about this game, regardless of how we felt about it, and then give it a numerical decimal rating. I like this game overall. I really liked the character design of the human version of the birds. I enjoyed looking at those hunks, and this game for me overall, this weird world, the limited interactivity, the dating sim aspect of it all appealed to me, and I'm going to give it a 7.2. Heather, your review.
I really enjoyed the storytelling. I was pleasantly surprised by how absolutely batshit the game was.
Right. And
that, for me, will keep me coming back to Hatoful Boyfriend even after the podcast is over.
Yeah, I want to get this true ending.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Wow.
I'm gonna give it a solid 7.
Wow, solid 7. Okay.
Oh
All right.
my god.
This is fucking madness.
This is it. There was a big line at Tommy's Burger today.
Oh, yeah.
And then you guys enjoying this game. The end of the world is now.
Yeah. It was a huge line at Tommy's because apparently they're doing 73-cent
For their
burgers.
73rd anniversary. I had to look because I was so scared.
Betsy texted me very alarmed, and I literally texted her. I was like, yeah, this is probably the last year of Earth. We should.
Yeah, we gotta have fun while
We gotta
it's here.
have fun. Okay, so here's something positive. The only positive thing I could say about this game is that a lot of thought went into the story arcs that you eventually get to.
Right.
After many screens of plain text. And if I want to read plain text, I'm going to open a book that makes
Hell
sense,
yes.
that has characters.
Hell yes.
That makes sense, and a world that's defined. To me, this world is undefined. This game is fucking goddamn boring. This is a stupid waste of time, especially when it's coming from a country that makes beautiful pieces of art and technology.
Ow.
This is a diarrhea on the legacy
They made
Wow.
of Japan.
Mario, man.
Wow.
This is, I give it 0.5.
Holy
Wow.
A true symbol of my hatred
Machi.
and fury.
hot take.
Man.
Hot take.
Sorry, guys. that's how I feel in my heart.
Does knowing that the game cost $10 affect your rating in any way?
It makes me hate it just as much.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Betsy.
Okay, there was one thing that really made me laugh. And that
our
was...
name?
Oh, I mean, our name was very funny.
The only thing we
It
enjoyed was
was-
our name.
We named ourselves Shit House Butt Blowout. So it was pretty fun to see people shout like, Shit House Butt Blowout. But I did laugh, and I liked this kind of world building, but it's so small. I did laugh when they said every birdie or some birdie.
Yes.
Any birdie.
That's a
that
hoot.
made me laugh.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's the only thing I liked about it.
Okay.
So I'm giving this a 0.2.
Wow.
I hated it. I'm so it fucked me up.
all over the map here.
Very.
You know, those are our opinions, but you know what? Maybe we're wrong.
Maybe we're wrong.
And for this edition of Maybe We're Wrong, we have one review that we pulled. Heather and I both knew going in that we had a positive response to this game. So
That was seamless.
We felt getting positive reviews would be disingenuous. Heather, explain what's going on here.
Well, it was very hard to find a negative review of Hatoful Boyfriend. There were a lot of positive reviews.
Yeah.
But I did track one down from a German magazine.
Okay.
Now, I don't speak or read German, but I'm going to do my best
Do your best.
to give what was the lowest scoring official review in all of games media.
Wow.
The final verdict is clack, 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 rattert die lastarsta durst endlos dialogue fenster, which translates to clack, 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 rattles the space bar through endless dialogue windows. Immer häufiger habe ich ingedron das Zeitraffer aktiviert. More and more often, I have activated the time lapse at some point because at the 6th, 7th, 8th experience of the same story changes little.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, the last sentence is
Yeah.
mit jeder Einstichtung für eine neue Romanze lehr ich zwar die... I can't do this. With every decision for a new romance, I get to know the potential lovers, but overall, much remains the same.
What was the score there?
3. It was 30 out of 10. Or 30 out of 100.
Still higher than Betsy and Mano.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We hated it.
I really hated this game, and I'm like, are we being sponsored by them? What's happening? Is there something happening I'm not aware of? But yeah, I thought it was pretty bad, and I would love to know what your listeners think of this game. Yeah.
10 out of 10. Our
Yeah.
listeners are good people.
People.
I think don't worry, guys. People won't be shy about sharing their opinions on social media.
No, we're gonna get destroyed.
Especially if they disagree
We'll get
with
destroyed.
you. We've got some viewer questions here. It's time for the question block.
Oh.
So this first one comes from I'll Be Right Ben. He writes, I love this game. I guess my only question is, which bird drew you in the most? Heather and I already mentioned Nageki. I would say other than Nageki, I really like that the fucking doctor. Like, I was really intrigued by this guy who could get me like medication. Like, I was just like, oh, this is the kind of guy that I would maybe. I could see a reason for a high school student to date this guy who has access to, like, of fucking opiates and everything else that can get you fucked up. Anything come to mind with you guys in terms of
I liked
birds?
Rabu. I thought he just was visually one of the only non-disgusting birds.
Right.
I think that's his name, Rabu. Yeah, I liked he. I was just like,
yeah.
oh yeah, look, you look like a clean, unfilthy street bird.
Yeah. Nice yellow color to him.
Yeah, I liked Rabu, and I also enjoyed his storyline was interesting to me because he basically had like a secret past as
Right.
like a bad boy.
Yes.
I never saw those mohawk birds, but I'm into them.
the Mohawk
Punk'gins?
birds.
Yeah, pumpkins.
Punk'gins, they were
So
cool.
funny.
From Dad Has ADD, this question. Which is more complicated, the relationships in this game or normal human relationships?
Oh my god.
Excellent question.
Oh my god.
There's a lot going on here. There's so many layers. There's so much like intrigue, and I think definitely courtship is more opaque in the bird world, in the world of Hatoful Boyfriend, than perhaps it is in the real world. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
More complex was the question.
I believe so.
More complex.
This world. Or
More
the
complicated.
Hado world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, there was one moment where they're like, we had a food fight. Wow. There's food and blood everywhere.
Yeah, there's beans
What?
and blood everywhere. Huh?
What are you talking about?
And then just being like, I'm a human in the apocalypse, and now there are birds who are smarter than I am. So now I'm gonna try to like woo these birds. That's complicated, man.
There was also a weird moment there where I remember like bleach powder came up.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
somebody bleached
yeah.
themselves.
What is that?
That was weird. I didn't
was
understand
that?
what bleach powder was, but did it turn out that the teacher was a serial killer, or was that a different bird?
We thought maybe because of the scratched out, but in that story, it was just his ex-lover.
Right.
Who,
Guys,
like,
I feel like
broke
we need to
his
play
heart.
this game for like 40 more hours to figure out what's really going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
You
do
guys
a three.
play it?
Let's do a 3-part. Let's have you guys back.
Honestly, you guys are just pleasant enough that I might do that.
oh my God.
I know. And I do want to say is like, I'm usually one of those people who enjoys simple to enjoy things.
Right.
Me too. I love garbage.
Yeah.
I fucking love stupid shit.
Yeah.
But this just really, I don't know.
I think
really
it upset
fucked me up, man.
It upset me because I'm used to I like simple games that then entertain me, and I didn't feel entertained. I
Right.
almost felt like punked.
Here's a question from On Reload. In all seriousness, does it make you horny at all? Did anyone get horned up from this game?
I
felt
trying.
a little Twitter in my heart for the library bird.
Yeah.
He was
Okay.
He was so lonely and attractive and lonely. And then when he was a ghost, I was like, oh, thank God.
I thought I was falling in love with a bird. Phew. Just falling in love with a bird ghost.
Also, you project so much.
Sure.
You're just like, like if I was in a library with a bird, would this be the kind of bird that I'd want to hang? Like, there's so much mental gymnastics
Right.
to make the story like connect with you as a reader.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I would say that I really wanted to land library bird by the end.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was a little disappointed that he ended up having killed himself.
Yeah, that was dark.
That's sad.
Yeah, I think just natural, like embodying someone who could potentially hook up with a bunch of birds is just so weird that it sort of like provokes. I think I was confused, and I was like a hornily confused. I was like, am I like, is this something or is this not? I don't quite know what I'm feeling, but I mean, I'm not gonna say it's bad.
That's you every time you're horny, though, right?
What's going on here? I don't know. Fuck it. I'm gonna run with it. Heather, do you have anything else? Any other questions?
I don't have any questions, but I do have a quiz.
Oh, you do have questions. That's
shit.
right. It's a new segment. Heather's going to quiz us.
Quiz me.
This is You Don't Know Jack Off.
Wait, that's what we went with?
Yeah, we settled. You don't know Jack Off.
I
like-
used to love that game.
You don't
I
know
thought we were
Jack
going
off.
with, well, whatever. That's the segment now
I
forever.
love it.
I thought we said we talked about a few pitches.
I thought I thought you were kidding about me kidding about that title.
Oh, I thought we were both on board with it.
I was really blindsided just then.
You pitched it to me, and I was like, okay, yeah, let's go with it.
I love it.
You didn't like my Trivial Pursuit pitch.
That's what I thought we were going with.
All right, this is you don't know jack off : Trivial Pursuit for
All
this
right,
edition.
and feel free to play at home or in your car because these are real questions.
Yeah, feel free to scream at us when we can't get something
All
right.
Okay, so number one is pretty easy. These are all bird themed because we were just playing a bird game.
Got it.
Okay.
So true or false? Number one, true or false? When playing Duck Hunt on the NES, the second player can control where the ducks fly.
Chirp, chirp.
Do we buzz in?
Yeah, I'm gonna say we can buzz in by
chirp.
going chirp, chirp.
Okay, so you tripped
Are you
first.
playing too?
Oh, am I not supposed to play? I haven't seen these questions. Okay, here's
Everybody should play.
Okay.
Everyone can play. Okay, great. So you
Okay, you
chirped
chirped in
first.
Chirp, chirp. I know it's yes, you can. The second player can control the ducks.
That's true.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
True.
I learned about that like last year.
That's
'Cause
awesome.
Via some BuzzFeed listicle. I was like, oh, okay.
All right, great. So Nick has 1 point.
Great job.
I thought I was playing. I fucked this whole thing up.
No,
we're
no,
buzzing
no,
in.
no.
We're chirping in.
These are not tailored to, well, whatever. It doesn't matter. All right. Number two, the horseclaw from Nazca Valley of the Wind is a tall bird, which was the inspiration for which of the following video game birds?
Chirp, chirp.
What, how do you even, I didn't even
give you an
fucking
answer.
give
Oh,
you
this is
the
a multiple choice question.
It's a multiple choice.
Oh, it is?
You might know.
I would like to hear the choices.
Great.
I think we maybe
Can
see
I
why
guess?
Mano had problems
Can I
with the
guess?
visual novel.
Give me a fucking second.
I didn't know they all were.
Here's a multiple choice.
Okay.
This bird was the inspiration for which of these following birds?
Okay.
Animal Crossing's anchovy, Kukateel from Super Mario Odyssey, Pac-Man from Pac-Man, or Chocobos in Final Fantasy.
Chirp, chirp.
Okay, go ahead.
Chocobos.
That is correct.
Is that what you were going to say when you first chirped?
Yes.
That's fantastic. Fantastic.
Chocobo.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought the Chocobos came before it, but no, it's the inspiration. It's pretty cool.
If I'm being
Interesting.
honest, I'd played the odds on just what birds are important in video gaming history,
Right.
Okay.
and what people might want to talk about in video games. And Final Fantasy fans are stans.
Yeah.
Hard to top a chocobo.
Right.
Yep. The bonus question is Pac-Man a bird?
Chirp, chirp.
Go ahead.
No.
That is correct.
Yes.
And then I'd like to ask bonus question number 2.
Okay.
Why does Nick Wiger think Pac-Man is a bird?
Chirp, chirp.
Okay, go ahead.
He's fucking stupid.
This is what he texted me last
Wait,
night.
what?
Yeah.
We should talk about how Pac-Man is a bird. Oh my god. Nick says, we should talk about how Pac-Man is a bird. Heather replied simply, what? Nick reiterated, Pac-Man is a bird. And Heather replied, Nick, it's 4 a.m. Oh my god.
right, great.
Wait. You think Pac-Man is a bird?
Look, we only have so much time for this podcast.
Yeah,
Like
truly.
eating little bird seeds?
There's a whole theory behind this we don't need to get into right now.
All right,
Wow.
great. Here we go. Number 3. Xatu is a bird Pokemon. Why does he stand still all day long? Why does he stand still all day long? I will give
I wish I knew
points.
more about Pokemon.
I will give points to the closest answer.
Chirp, chirp.
Go for it.
Because he's a flamingo?
Nope.
Shit.
No. But that might be the closest answer, depending.
Chirp, chirp.
Go ahead.
Because he's he's a penguin.
Okay, great. And Nick,
Chirp, chirp.
go ahead.
He's lurking outside a window, stalking a Psyduck.
You guys, nobody gets a point on this. All right. The answer is that Xatu can see into the future with his right eye and into the past with his left, and does not move due to fears of its visions coming true.
So you thought we were going to say that?
yeah.
That's a bummer.
Giant gaming blind spot for me is the Pokemon series.
Yeah,
I haven't really
couldn't
played them.
tell you a thing about
It just kind of missed me generationally, and I need to play them at some point to know them.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
I played the original games,
Yeah.
the red, blue, yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 2 more questions on my quiz.
Okay.
All right, here we go. How did Banjo, this is multiple choice, how did Banjo meet his bird sidekick, Kazooie?
Fuck.
1. She was hiding in his backpack. 2, another bear ate all her eggs and he's helping her get revenge. 3, Sonic the Hedgehog introduced them, which is why they both appear in Sonic All-Star Racing. Or 4, they frequented the same restaurant in Binklebots.
Chirp, chirp.
Go for it.
The first one?
That is correct.
Yeah! Found her in a backpack.
Kazooie is in Banjo's backpack for much of that game, but that's just how they met. That was their meet cute too.
That was their meet cute.
That
it
was
was
it,
just like,
Climbed in there and just like, I'm just going to stand here.
you're in a fucking bag.
Wow.
Those games are great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are
Kazooie and
fun.
Tooie.
I've never played Kazooie.
Those are both great.
All right, last question. What's our score? Does anyone keeping track?
I am. So it's Nick 1, Mano 2, Betsy 1.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. This could be a tie or a win.
This is for all the eggs.
All right. Kapora Gabora is an owl that helps Link in Legend of Zelda. Who do gamers theorize he is the reincarnation of? Multiple choice. A, Zelda's dead dad. B, the wood spirit that Ganon killed in the 700 Years' War. C, he's a reincarnation of himself because time traveling kills him. Or D, the Triforce.
Whoa.
Chirp, chirp.
Go for it.
Show me wood spirit.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
The correct answer is still on the board.
Chirp, chirp.
Go for it.
None of this.
Dead dad?
Shoot.
That is correct.
Wow.
Dead,
I
dead
believe
daddy.
the owl is Zelda's dead dad.
Yes. Whoa.
Mano, you did great.
These were hard. I was expecting it to be like
Those
who are the
were
bird
tough.
people in Zelda, and I could just chime in with Rito and feel like a genius.
No.
These were hard.
Yeah, a lot of the words
I fucking
that
did
were
some research for
being
this
said.
shit.
Man, yeah, I'm not into that.
I have no idea.
What do I win?
I know a lot about Super
You won the
Meat Boy.
podcast for
You
one.
won the podcast.
right.
Usually Nick wins, but
Yeah.
today you won.
No, yeah, you won.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
congrats.
Oh, yay.
I'm going to help myself to all the snacks in the Earwolf kitchen.
And hey, everyone listening out there can win by checking out Betsy and Mano's new podcast, We Love Trash, patreon.com/We Love Trash. You can check it out. Betsy, Sodaro, Mano, Agapion, two of the funniest
you.
people. Thank you so
Oh,
much for
you're
joining
so
us
Thank
this
you so much
episode.
for being here.
Thanks for playing this game that you hated.
Hey, Matt,
Yeah.
please tell us we don't have a game next week.
No, we have a contractually obligated 52 games. Fuck! It is it is the Laserdisc arcade game Dragon's Lair.
Laserdisc? Laserdisc?
You're older than both of us.
And hey, we'll see every birdie next time.
Yay! Best part of the game.
I can't believe you think Pac-Man's a bird.
I know. We need to do a whole episode on you explaining that.